If you're using the Flatsome theme and want banners as simple as this, as fabulous as this, or as powerful as Amazon's, stay tuned, because in this video we're going to go over exactly how to create things just like this. If you're using the Flatsome Page Builder, turn it off, because we're going to do everything here by hand, as that allows us to make banners that are way more powerful, and it's much easier to use after you learn the nuances. In this video, we're starting off on my demo homepage, which currently looks like this. What we're going to do is add a banner right up here. Here we are on the edit screen. The first thing we have to do is add a row and a column to put our banner in. Well, why, you might ask? Because it's good practice to nest code properly, so it looks good to the search engines and it's easy to organize and manage. More or less, think of it this way. If you're putting content in there, it has to be in a row and in a column. So we're going to add a row with one column, and that column is going to have our banner. In this case, we simply click on the Flatsome shortcode selector and we click UX banner. The settings we see here for a banner are organized in a much easier fashion than if we use the page builder. This is one of the reasons that I really prefer doing this all by hand. So let's make a simple banner that's not too tall. So I'm going to select 300 pixels. Now, the banner background images, if you remember, if you're using the Flatsome Page Builder, you can't use the media selector. Well, here we can. So I'm going to select my happy little image. I am going to turn on Parallax a very small amount, text parallax a normal amount, animation I want to fade in from the left, the right, text color, because my image is very bright, I want darker text. My text layout, let's have my text centered. The content by default, well, let's have this framed headline, and we're not going to add any effects because that's another story. So let's see how this looks just by clicking preview. Wow, well, this is awesome. Some small little parallax effect, and everything's looking great already. Well, if you don't like the parallax, let's simply turn that off by editing some very simple functions. And what I mean by functions, these are these little settings that we have here. So parallax, well, let's disable parallax just by switching 1 to a 0. Parallax text from a 3, the setting a number, to a 0 again. And click preview again. Great, here's our image, no parallax. If you use parallax or not, it is your choice how you want to set this up. Using parallax, though, will stretch this image so it allows the image to scroll up and down. Currently, it's centered and it's not going to move. That's why we can see more of it. So as we can see right now, this is not looking that great because it's kind of hard to read. So let's fix that. How simple is it to fix? Well, in Flatsome Page Builder, I would have to go into settings, click edit, etc., etc. Here, simply, all I have to do is change the text color from dark to light. Click preview. Voila! Much easier to see already. Now, because I'm just editing regular content, nothing special here, I can change this to be anything I want. I can add colors super easily. Let's make this red. Let's make this one underlined, and let's turn it, ooh, what's a fun color? This greenish color, hopefully we can see that. And let's click preview. So we can change anything and everything we have here. Well, we can't see that, so maybe that wasn't a good idea, but you get the idea. All this stuff is just easy to change, just as easy as regular old WordPress content now. And that's why I love it so much. So that was a simple banner, but you might be thinking, well, okay, great, nothing special about that. Well, let's have some fun with a banner grid. Banner grids, if you remember, are something that you can only really enable if you go through the Flatsome Page Builder, as it has already preset styles and you can just click on them and create them. So let me show you how to create one by hand. The only sad part about Flatsome so far is that they don't have super easy access to a banner grid through this shortcode selector. So we're gonna have to do that ourselves. To create a banner grid, what we have to type in is UX banner grid. That starts our banner grid. So we're more or less just typing in the shortcode for a banner grid. And of course, we have to close it as well. Now, we can add some settings as well. If we want to, for example, set a height, we can set and force it to be at most this height. So let's say 400 pixels. And if we want to use one of those pre-made styles, we put grid is equal to, and that's chosen style, which we've seen in the Flatsome Page Builder. In this case, we're not going to use one because we can create our own grid. We can create our own grid by simply doing rows and columns. So let's create a super simple row and column. Here, I'm going to have just 2 banners, one left, one right in a banner grid. Well, I changed my mind. Let's have 3. So I'm going to add a super simple banner. Nothing special at all about it. Just going to make sure it's not too tall though. Let's leave all that stuff normal. And here, let's put 2 banners. Each one should be 200. Or actually, let's make it 100 for now. It's going to have this image. Nothing special there. And we need a second one, of course. So let's expand our grid. 100. Let's choose this image. Nothing special there. Let's change one small thing. Let's make each 150. Now, let's see how this looks. Sweet, right? Of course, the text here is a little bit messed up and I would have to play with that. But that's it. I made my own banner grid in any way I want instead of using the pre-made styles in the page builder. So that's how we use banners. That's how we create a banner grid, because a banner grid is simply the UX banner grid, the height and the grid style if we want to use that, which I personally don't use too much. And you can create your own styles right in the middle. And using the style, all you have to do is use rows and columns and use your head a little bit for the type of look you want to go for. And that's just adding banners in the middle. And that's it. Now, the fun thing you can do in here is you can wrap this all in a slider. Slider will give you something like what Amazon had. So let's take Amazon's slider idea and pick it up a notch. So first we're going to add a slider. A simple slider, nothing special in there. Let's make some space in there. And then I'm going to copy my banner grid. But just watch what I do. It's going to be something interesting. So there's my banner grid. I'll remove that. Perfect. Now I'm going to paste it once, paste it twice. Now check this out. So now I have a slider here with a banner grid. Of course, here I copied the same data, but I have a slider with a banner grid. So use this as much as you want, play around, and have fun. This is how you create banners, banner grids, and something really cool, I think, is banners in a slider and a banner grid in a slider. And if you thought this was interesting, check out the advanced course where I go over how to create banners in significantly more depth, where I give you best uses on which images to use to make it actually stand out right, what to do with the buttons, and really how to make it all work so it actually brings money in. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. Hey, thanks for watching, and if you really enjoyed this course and want to learn more, you can check out the advanced course by clicking here. In the advanced course, we go over much more of this, go really in depth, and go over a lot of topics that we can't go over in the basic course. If you love what you've seen here and want to get more free videos, click subscribe over here, or click right here to get more videos. Thanks! And when we switch pages the other way. U-X-B-A-N-N, that's too many N's. How many banners could a banner could banner banners? Set it to bright, light, whatever. Ooh, it actually worked! Sweet!